What is going on, everyone? I am Josh with 625 Media. It is once again Vlog Sunday here on From the Attic. We, of course, are going to talk stats, but I'm also going to talk a little bit about what is 625 Media. It's From the Attic. And welcome to this, what I'm going to call it a lazy Sunday, because if I weren't so committed to doing this at this point, I would have said, you know what? I'm playing video games today. I'm not doing anything strenuous because it's just like, But welcome to Vlog Sunday. It's our third installment here on From the Attic. Real quick before we get into the rambling that I love so much on my Sunday mornings, you can follow us on Twitter at 625 Media. You can like our Facebook page at 625. You can follow us on Pinterest, 625 Media, and of course you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, 625 Media. So, all this 625 Media, and you're on From the Attic. It makes me think of a question that I got actually within about a week of getting all of this out to the world. Like, hey, okay, I'm going to do this. Here's 625 Media. I've got this blog called From the Attic. Things are cool, right? People are going to get it. No. So I got a question. It was kind of a two-part question. And at first, I'm going to say that I was like, what? Are you questioning me? Are you just trying to pick at it? And I think it's just the word choice. Because I know the person that asked the question, and I can hear their voice when they're asking it. So we'll talk about that here in a second. But the question was, what is 625, and is it real? Is it real? And I think that's the part that got me at first. So I read the question over and over again, just to make sure that I'm reading it right, and to try to tell my brain to stop taking offense to that question. So I finally got to the point like, okay, this person, they just want to know what's going on here. They're really just trying to find, hey, what are you up to, man? So I explained that 625 is really, it's just an umbrella to house my productive efforts, so that, people who want to find out more about, what I'm doing, what I can do for them, they can go to one spot. And I chose to do it that way instead of saying, hey, hire Josh to do your thing. I wanted to brand it a little bit beyond myself, because I don't want me to be the face, but I want the brand to kind of be that focal point. Okay. Even though I'm every week getting in front of a camera and speaking at length about what I'm doing, because no, I don't want to be the center of attention. Not at all. So I answered the question and, made sure that they understood that, yeah, this is very real. Like, I'm really doing this. And, enough said. Now, if that person is watching, I'm not offended by your question. In fact, it's a really good question to ask, especially of someone who has done some spoofs in the past, who has maybe not explained things well enough to the public. And I came to that conclusion last week when I started thinking about that question again. What is 625 Media? Is it real? It led me to start asking the question, why do you have two different branding efforts? You've got 625 Media over here, right? And then you've got From the Attic on this side. You're trying to brand both, but most of your efforts and most of your focus is on this From the Attic. So, and I'd like to get your thoughts on it, your opinions. Have I done enough to help everybody understand what 625 Media is? And it is From the Attic. its own entity at this point, and what can I do to marry these two things? Because I don't want two separate entities here. I want 625 Media to be, the production side of things, and I want From the Attic to be the storytelling side of things. This is where you go to find out what 625 Media is all about and what they're doing. So I think I need to do a better job there, but I want to get your take on that as well. So I thought I might pose that question first before we get into anything else. Okay? So, now that I've posed my question, let's talk progress and stats. Whoosh, that's right. All right, the progress to this point. Not huge gains over the last week, but I'll take it. So the blog page views month to date, 193 views. I am seeing a downward trend in the number of views week to week, so need to tweak a few things as far as my activities outside of just creating content. Top refer, Facebook, not a surprise there. That's where most of my social media following is. Top posts, and I'm going to say posts this week because the Vlog Sunday posts are running away with the views, and there are only one or two views between number one and number two. So I'm going to call them both the top, and I'm happy about that because this is one of my favorite ways to create content, and you guys are giving me views there. So I feel a little validated in what I'm doing. The top page, of course, is the home page because that's the landing page. But if you take that away, actually, the page with the t-shirts, the apparel page, is actually the top viewed page beyond the home page. Unfortunately, though, it's not leading to t-shirt sales. So I'm going to be rethinking that a lot harder moving forward. I know I said that, we're going to rethink it a little bit, but I really need to do something there because I want that to be a revenue stream. I definitely want that income. But we're going to have to really change the game plan there. Ad revenues month to date, $0.00. Again, I'm not reporting anything there until it is actually paid out, just like with the rest of them. Small gains, real small gains. We're talking like 12 cents waiting. But that's what happens when you only have 193 page views. You're not going to get a lot of ad revenue up front, and we'll talk about what I'm going to be doing moving forward to drive the page views. T-shirt sales steady at $10.46. User testing. So month to date revenue $170. There's still a few pending payments out there, so we're gonna get close to 250. I don't know that we're gonna break 250, but respectable. I definitely felt the impact that amount has on the bill paying. So it's definitely helping. Overall, we've made $190 with that part of the side hustle. So let's talk about what I've learned over the last week here, and that is social media and its a direct impact. Should be an obvious observation. More engagement means more views. Okay, and I can see that in the downward trend that I'm currently witnessing. That first week we had 80, 90 views, and it's because I was able to be engaged a lot more because I was off work. I wasn't at work. I was launching the blog. I was really active, and I had nothing but time to do that. The next week, still trying to be active, but I was at work for 8 to 10 hours a day. And then last week, it was a busy week. I had a couple later days, and, the engagement on social media fell down. The number of page views fell. So I'm going to be working on more social media automation. Last week I talked about, I think, Hootsuite and Tailwinds. Tailwinds is a Pinterest schedule, a pin scheduler. But WordPress, which is what I'm using to host and run the blog right now, the package that I have some sharing tools that allow me to schedule sharing the blog posts to social media accounts. So Twitter and Facebook, I'm going to be able to automate even more. Combination of WordPress and Hootsuite. But I also need to be more engaged personally. So instead of just sharing my posts, I need to start asking you guys direct questions. I need to start just making general observations. Be more than just a advertisement for the blog and for 625 Media. So you're gonna hopefully see me be more engaged. I'm going to do my best, but I am awful as a human being in being engaged in social media. I'll look, I might thumbs up every now and then. So it's a definite hurdle that I'm going to have to personally get over. The vlogs, I need to stop rambling a little bit. I'm looking at the recording time right now, and we're at 11 minutes, and I'm really only about halfway through what I want to talk about. And looking at the stats, not only from the blog, but YouTube's analytics, I can see that I'm talking for a half hour and you're watching for 7 minutes. We made this observation last week, and I didn't heed my own advice. I don't know that I'm going to do it this week either, but I'm going to need to find more concise ways outside of Vlog Sunday. I'm okay with this one being long, but when it comes to other videos, I'm going to need to make sure that I make them shorter, so that way you get the entire message, because that's what I want. I want you to have the entire message, the entire story. Okay, so more to come there. User testing, still number one hustle. I didn't even change that bullet from last week because, it's obvious. It's the only one that's really bringing any money in for me. So we'll talk more about the hustles here. So overall, I should have just clicked that. I got that swoosh twice there. But overall, I'm feeling okay about the progress. 193, almost 200 views in a month, and I still have a few days left in this month. For just kind of going, okay, let's get this going, and kind of planning along the way, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with the limited, I'm going to call it a limited success, because a lot of people don't even get 100 views, maybe not even 50 views. So I'm going to feel good about that. Now we need to start figuring out how to better utilize this to make money, because it's all part of the hustle. I'm hustling. I don't know why I get that close, because I need to speak here, not here. Anyway, let's talk. Speaking of speaking into a microphone, let's talk about voiceover and looking at my outline here, because I've got to make an outline, because if I don't, I'm going to ramble, just like I'm doing now. Voiceover. So still very, very slow progress here. And a lot of it is the time that I have to spend. The other part of it is I'm running into my own roadblocks with getting the material together. And it's about are you good enough? Is what you did good enough? So I'm trying to use my own advice to say, quit doubting yourself. But I need to go through the material. I couldn't even think of the word material. Wow. I need to go through the material, though, that I've put together over the last 3 weeks here from the attic, see if there's anything that I can use to do a very quick demo. I also need to write up some 30-second scripts that I can record real quick to kind of showcase what my voice can do. I don't want to be I don't want to be anything like over the top. I want to use my voice. And there's some statistics out there that I was looking at that more conversational, more, normal tones. You don't need the big boomy bass voice to really succeed at voiceover. So I'm going to just start writing and see what kind of material I can put together. I'm also starting to write some blog posts about it to get my mind working, to get myself into that mindset that, okay, your main focus was voiceover. Let's go move forward. Okay. That's really, I think, if there's any failure so far, it's that I have not moved forward with that. So the next week or so is really going to be more focused on that voiceover part, getting myself over that first hurdle of, okay, get your material together, put it out there, let's see what happens. So that's really what I need to do moving forward. As far as the blog goes, so I'm going to be getting some new posts together. I've already started writing next Thursday's content. I'm seeing, and we're seeing the downward, we're talking about downward trends week to week, right? But I'm seeing trends. I definitely have a roller coaster. So it spikes quickly up over a day or two, and then it falls over the next few days. So it's almost related to the content that's going on. And I want to say it's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm seeing a peak. Like one of those 3 days, I'll see the peak, and then for the next 4 or 5 days, it'll slowly trickle back down, and then back up again, and then down. Which, okay, I mean, if there's nothing else new there, I have a very limited audience right now. I should expect that. But what can I do to even that out a little bit more? So I'm thinking about, all right, at what point do I decide to add more content? Or do I decide to change my posting schedule up a little bit? Maybe move the written content to Wednesday to balance, to go Wednesday, Sunday to kind of balance out the week a little bit more. I'm going to look at that a little bit more closely. If I can get some extra content in here and there, that'd be fine. But I do think that, with my work schedule and the time that I don't have to work on some of this stuff, I think the 2 pieces of content a week, one written and one video, which really only takes an hour or two to actually record and put together. I think I'm gonna have to stick with that for now. But let's see how things go. Let's see how time goes. And that brings us to what we're doing right here, the video. So what am I planning? So I can only do this for so long. I can only come on, tell a little story, talk about my stats, talk about what I've learned, and then what I'm planning to do moving forward for so long. It's going to get old. It's going to get stale. And I know I've talked a little bit about, what I would like to do moving forward. There's some, tutorials, single topic. I'm calling it single topic content. So like maybe tutorials, or I just talk a little bit about, what I've done this week about this. Just like a blog post would be, but only in this format. I also want to get some interviews together with people who are doing the same thing, people who have been successful, people who are not successful. So I'm going to be soliciting that here very soon. I just need to see how my schedule is going to play out over the next few weeks to, best plan my part in all of that. But we're going to be adding some more. And we're going to be adding some different stuff. So I'm excited about that. The timeline, I'm hoping by fall that we will really be able to start delivering that additional content or that different content. I struggle to call it additional because I don't know that I'm going to be able to do additional on top of what I've already planned, what I've scheduled. But I would definitely want to do different types of content. Again, this is only going to live for so long if I'm doing the same thing every week. So that's really where we are for the week. Final thoughts. Wow. I'm surprised that I'm not more disappointed. Here's why. We all have a tendency to look at what we're doing, and a lot of times we'll romanticize the impact or the outcome. And in the first few days of a new venture, you think, yeah, this is going to be epic. It's going to be huge. Like, I'm going to have so many people reading my content, so many people reaching out to me about things, so many people just throwing money at me. It's going to be great. And then you get, a few weeks into it and you realize, no, you were just super excited about what you were doing. A lot of times that can bring us down. And I talked about being positive last week. This is one of those times where that is really, really important. And if there's something that I have succeeded at, it's being positive about this. It's hard to be positive about everything, but I've stayed surprisingly positive about this. Yes, I'm not all that excited that, the page views for the blog this week are lower than they were last week, which were lower than they were the week before. I'm not excited about that, but I'm also trying to understand why. And that's what this is all part of. This is really more a scientific experiment. Now, there's not a lot of controls here, but I'm gathering data. I'm analyzing that data, coming up with a hypothesis, depending on what the topic is, and testing that hypothesis. It's a very sloppy scientific experiment, but I think that's helping me stay out of the, I'm bad at this. Oh, this sucks because nobody's watching. I'm not making any money off of it. It's really helped. And I'm also putting it in perspective. Think about how many people don't know about this and how many people are actually, giving it at least a little look. I'm okay with that. Things will get better. Things will improve over time. But I'm trying to be positive about, hey, this many people have actually looked at what you've done. That's great. That's fantastic. So that's really my only final thought. I'm surprised that I'm as positive about it as I am, because that's hard for me to do sometimes, but it's working. It's putting it in perspective is working, and now I just need to keep the confidence up, keep my own confidence up, and not get discouraged by what I can or cannot do. Real quick, just want to remind everyone to follow us on social media one more time. I know I did that 22 minutes and 53 seconds ago, but 625 Media, that's where you want to be. It is the hub for all things that is my side hustles. You can follow us on Twitter at 625 Media. Like us on Facebook at 625. Follow me on Pinterest, or follow 625 Media on Pinterest at 625 Media. And then, of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel at 625 Media. I think that's it. No Instagram yet, but considering it. What do you think about Instagram? Should I have Instagram? Is it really going to be helpful, or is it just another social media network that I'm just pumping content to? I don't know. I want your thoughts. But that's going to do it for us this week. Hopefully next week we'll have some exciting news. But if not, I'm going to be there anyway. It'll be our 1 month anniversary. I'm excited about that. I'm excited that I actually followed through for a month on this on this Sunday morning rant. All right. I'm Josh. This is From the Attic. I can't even remember my own creation. Please make sure that, if you're here, you're done with the video, go read a few posts. I'm out. See you next week.